couldn't sleep, guys. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. Like, I was so tired and I was in so much pain. I couldn't use any painkillers. I was like, what's going on? How can I be having contractions for, what, 3 days now? Where do I even start? Okay, how I found out I was pregnant. And I remember having stomach pain for like days, and then I went to the hospital. They said I should do a scan. And then I did a scan. They said there was like an infection, something about UTI or something. So I went to do the scan, and I started taking antibiotics. And knowing that you are not supposed to take antibiotics when you're pregnant, but I didn't know I was pregnant anyway. So I started taking the antibiotics. And a few weeks after, I was still having stomach pain. I went to the hospital. They did, I don't know what they call the scanning method, but they put something in your, and it has a camera, and they use it to scan the womb area and everything. So they did that. The doctor told me that I had UTI. So I continued using the antibiotics that they gave to me. But in my mind, I knew that nothing was wrong with me, that I was pregnant. I did the test, the urine test. I wasn't pregnant. But there was a particular night, like it was like a night after I was supposed to see my period. I couldn't sleep. I knew I was pregnant. So I went to the bathroom in the middle of the night, around 1. My husband was sleeping. So I took the test, and then it was positive. It was like the weirdest thing ever, because I went to the bathroom, I did the test, I picked up my phone, and then I saw a Bible verse that was talking about childbirth. And I was like, this can't be coincidence. Like, I am really, really pregnant. So I went back, I took the test, and I saw that I was really pregnant. And then I screamed, I woke my husband, and they were like, really? You woke up in the middle of the night to take a pregnancy test? I was like, yes. I'm like, aren't you going to jump up that we are pregnant? So we celebrated and everything. That was like November 2018. I was happy. I was pregnant. Everything was smooth. December came. I was okay. I was a bit down. I had some fever and everything, but I was still very, very fine until January. January was my 30th birthday. I was already planning that, I'm going to have like the best 30th birthday party ever, blah, 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 blah. My sister had already planned with my husband. They wanted to surprise me, not knowing that God was going to surprise me with the biggest surprise ever, which is something called HYPEREMESIS blah, blah, blah. I'm sure they can put it on the screen. It's like the worst case of morning sickness. Like, you can't eat, you can't drink, you can't get anything down your belly. Like, you're literally throwing up everything that you're eating. I went from 75 kg to 54 in 2 months. Like, I couldn't drink water for 2 months straight. Whenever I tell people about this, they always laugh at me like, what do you mean you couldn't take water? You're just being lazy. I'm like, you don't understand. It was so bad that when I take water, like the smell of water doesn't have a smell, but just the sight of water makes me throw up. I was throwing up so much that I had to go to the hospital every week to get rehydrated because I was so dehydrated. I was dehydrated, my lips were like cracking because there was no fluid in my body. I'll go to the hospital, they'll give me, IV, just for me to be alive, and for the baby to be alive, basically. It was bad, it was like that for like 2 months. I think it was in the first week of the second trimester. I drank a glass of water, and I called my entire family member that, guys, I actually drank water today, a glass of water today. Like, everyone was rejoicing. I called my mom, my mother-in-law, everyone was so happy. My second trimester was beautiful. Like, my skin was glowing. I was doing shakara. Like, my husband was jealous. Like, how can this is your blue skin that you always have on normal day? Why is it so beautiful? I'm like, it's the baby. So third trimester, I think around the 7th month, I had to travel to the US to have the baby. I didn't want to travel when I was like really, really heavy, so I went early. So I was there till I was supposed to have my baby in August, and she came around. Okay, it was around 39 weeks. I already prayed to God I wanted to have her at 38 or 39, but well, God had other plans. I had her at 39, and I had a 5-day labor, which is very, very strange because I thought it was going to be like a few hours of and then push, and then the baby will come out. But no. I started walking. Where I was staying, I could walk for hours. So I walked, I did some few exercises just to make everything easy, because they said there are some exercises that make birth very, very easy. I actually thought I was going to have CS because one doctor in Nigeria, I won't mention the name of the hospital, told me that I was going to have CS. Okay, so this is my second pregnancy, but my first child. I lost the pregnancy a year before, and I was using a different hospital. And the hospital told me then, when I was pregnant, that I was going to have CS because my pelvic was too narrow, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, fine. I already made up my mind that for the new baby, that I was going to have CS. Like, I planned for CS. But when I got to my new hospital, they're like, they don't do that. That what you do is, when you get to the labor room on the day of delivery, it's not like you have any pre-existing condition. When you get to the labor room, whatever happens, if you're able to push, fine. If something comes up while you're pushing, maybe the baby is breech or something, they will now decide if you're to have CS. I'm like, oh, okay, fine. So there's nothing wrong with my pelvis. There's nothing wrong with me. That I'm fine. So my mind was already like settled that okay, I'm going to push for this baby. In fact, I said I was not going to take epidural. That I'm going to push like the old women, like my mother. I already said I was going to push. So the first day was on a Monday. I started having contractions. Okay, I was like, okay, what's this? Like, it was feeling really tight and painful. I was like, okay, let me manage. Is this happening now? This was like the 39. This was 38 and maybe like 2 days. So I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. Tuesday it was getting worse. Wednesday it was getting worse. Like in the afternoon, I went to the doctors, and the doctor said the baby was not, like, it happens that I should just endure. And I couldn't sleep, guys. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. Like, I was so tired and I was in so much pain. I couldn't use any painkillers. I was like, what's going on? How can I be having contractions for, 3 days now? So on Thursday, I went again in the morning. I was like, this pain is too much. So the doctor checked. He was like, oh, yeah, just like 1 centimeter dilated. I was like, if I'm only 1 centimeter and I'm in this much pain, how is 7 or 8? So how is it going to be? So he said I should go back home. Then gave me one painkiller. It wasn't even a painkiller. It was something that you use for flu or something. I can't remember. That makes you sleep. I used that medicine. It didn't make me sleep. I was still in so much pain. At night, I was in so much pain that I had to go back to the hospital. They put me in the delivery emergency room. They checked again. I was maybe like 2 centimeters dilated. So they sent me back home. I'm like, okay, Friday, I am not going anywhere. If I'm going to have this baby in this house, I'm going to have this baby in this house. Like, I'm done going up and down, using Uber, going up and down. So I sat in the house. I was in so much pain. I was always sleeping on the floor because I couldn't get up. It was just me and my mother-in-law. I was sleeping near the door. She would want to pass. I tell her, please, can you just cross over? I am not getting up from here. I was in pain. I would be screaming in the room. There was nothing she could do. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't pick anybody's calls. I think it was only my husband and my sister that knew what was going on. I couldn't do anything. That was Friday morning. Then I got an email from the doctor from the nurse saying that the doctor wanted to see me. So I went. I didn't bother packing my hospital bag. I got to the hospital. They checked me. I think I was like 3.5 centimeters. And then they gave me one, oh God, nasty concoction to it. It was castor oil plus peanut butter and something else. They mixed it in a small cup that I should eat it, that is going to make my this thing. After eating that, nothing was happening. The man was like, you look tired, we need to induce you. I'm like, okay. And I remember reading that when they induce you, it's a lot more painful. I'm like, okay, let's see how it goes. So they moved me to the delivery room. All I knew was that this baby has to come today, because once they move you to the delivery room, your payments start counting. I'm like, I don't have any money to pay for any extra night or any extra day, so I have to have this baby today. So they moved me there. I was in pain. They gave me the IV and the induction medicine or whatever, and then the pain became like times 100. I was screaming. I was on one of those balls. I was rolling. I was like, no, I can't do this anymore. that my mother-in-law told her I have to take the epidural, that I'm not being strong anymore. Like, F that shit, I'm not doing it anymore. Just bring the epidural. So they called the epidural guy. He came, he put the thing in, and then the pain went down. God, please. I want to pray for the person that invented epidural. That thing works like magic. Even though when I first started, it only worked on one side of my leg. Later on, it caught up with the other leg. But then it was fine. I was okay. And then my what's it called? I waited for like, that was around 10-ish. When it was around 12, the nurse came in and then she told me to start pushing. I'm like, I can't feel anything. She was like, just push. It was as if you want to take a shit. Like, just push. So I kept pushing. It was just her and my mother-in-law. I kept pushing. And then I'm gonna say something disgusting. I pooped. A stinking one. Like, it was so smelly. I was apologizing to the nurse because she had to pack it out. Like, I'm so sorry. She was like, no, it's normal. Like, they see this all the time. I was like, okay, sorry. I'm so sorry. And then I started singing my own, what's his name? Travis Green, Nara. You know that song? Yeah. So I started singing that song. I was in so much, like, can this baby come out? My mother-in-law kept saying, oh, I can see the air. I was like, Mommy, I don't want to see the air. Can the baby just come out already? It's not the air that I want to see. So I kept pushing. The doctor then came in. I don't know, they have like a signal. She knew that the nurse knew that the baby was about to come. And then the nurse came out. The doctor came in and like, oh, the baby is here. I was like, no, the baby is still in there. Like, don't worry, the baby is coming. So he started using his hand to like move the baby around, and then the baby came out. Like, it was like a miracle. Like, I don't understand how it happens, but then the baby just comes out like boom. I don't know how to explain it. You know when if you blow up a balloon and then you like push it through your hand, like the way it just come out boom, like it just came out like in a second. It was miraculous. I was like, what's going on? Like, the baby's out already. Like, I couldn't feel any pain anymore. I had tears. The man was sewing. Like, I didn't even pay attention to what he was doing for like 15 minutes. All I could hear was my baby crying, and I was just saying, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus, thank you, Jesus. I was just thanking God. My mother-in-law was happy. She was already on the phone recording the baby and everything. Then they brought the baby to me. It was like the most beautiful moment ever. I held that to my chest. It was amazing. Something weird happened to me. I never have food allergies, but I don't understand what happened. Immediately when I had the baby, I was really, really hungry. I couldn't walk, obviously. They put me in a wheelchair. I was really hungry, and then they gave me this sandwich, and I had food allergies immediately. Like, my face was swollen. First of all, I didn't know it was food allergies. I thought it was maybe one of the drugs that they gave me that was reactive. I thought I was going to die. It was weird, but they told me that it's definitely food allergies, that I should stop eating whatever I wanted to eat and concentrate on my baby. So it took us to recovery room, and the baby was doing well. I was doing okay. Everything went fine until 3 days later when we got back home. It was like, you know when you have like culture shock, like when you go to a different country and you're just confused on what to do. That's exactly what happened. Like, we got home. The first day, she was in her bed. I was trying to get everything ready for her. Like, okay, if she pulls, this is the diaper. If we want to wear clothes, okay, our clothes were too big for her. I had to go and buy new clothes. Meanwhile, everywhere was hurting. Like, there was nobody. Like, my husband was back in Nigeria. My sister is back in Nigeria. It was just me and my mother-in-law. I can't send my mother-in-law to go and buy stuff, so I had to go by myself. She looked after the baby. I was like a zombie for the first week. Like, I'll wake up in the middle of the night. She's crying. You feed her. Oh yes, she didn't take my breast for like 3 or 4 days. Like, she didn't take it, so we had to give her bottles. And it was very, very stressful. So she's crying. I'm trying to pump because she's not taking the breast directly. I'm trying to pump. She's crying. Maybe she has pulled or peed or something. My mother-in-law is trying to help as well. It was really, really stressful. I remember waking up in the middle of the night. She had like a small cot near the bed. She will cry and then I'll rest on it when she's sleeping. And then in like 5 minutes after, she will wake up again and I'll just be like this, like, what's going on? Like, why are you crying? Like, why are you crying? Keep quiet, why are you crying? I'll bring her up, pacify her small, give her food, and then she will sleep again. And then we'll do the same thing again and then I'll wake up again. It was like that for like a few days. During the day, I'll just be walking like this. Sometimes I'll not even take my bath. I'll just be walking up and down. My sister called me one day and I just started crying. She was like, what's going on? What's wrong? I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, everything is just confusing. Like there's nothing. I've tried everything. I can't sleep. Like, she's crying and then I'll just start crying. She was like, calm down, that she just take it easy, that everything will be fine. That it's just that period. It was really, really crazy. I never knew I would have like postpartum depression. Like, I used to think, I'm a strong girl. Mom, there's nothing strong about this one. No. You have to allow the emotion, like cry if you want to cry, ask for help if you want to ask for help. Like, there's nothing to form about. I also got, my sister was really, really selfish, and then I couldn't cry in front of my husband but he knew. So he would just be talking to me and be saying, babe, are you okay? I said, I'm fine. I said, don't worry, everything will be fine. You'll soon come back home. Everything will be fine. And then during the day, well, it will send me like articles on things to do to make me feel better or to help with the baby or stuff. If I feel like something is wrong, I'll call him. It was a roller coaster of emotions, but thankfully everything went well. Yeah, but what I did that helped eventually after like 2 weeks was to take shifts. So during the day, I'll take care of the baby. My mother-in-law will sleep. Then at night, we'll do the other. My mother-in-law would watch the baby, then I will sleep. That helped a lot. Eventually, everything eased up, but thankfully, I have a very cooperative baby that after 6 weeks, she started sleeping all through the night. Like, till now, she still sleeps all through the night. Once she eats in the evening, she goes to bed at 10 and then she sleeps all through the night. She wakes up at 7 or 8 a.m. So I am very, very thankful for that. Like, but the first few weeks, just take shifts, ask for help. Like, that's the best you can do to yourself. If not, you just run crazy. But yeah, it's been great. Anytime I remember, I always just smile and thank God for everything that He has done.